Welcome. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at this 2-ton scissor jack, and this was sent to me by the supplier, but I'm not being compensated for this review and they are not reviewing the content before I post it. If you find this video helpful, I'll put a link in the description of this on Amazon, and if you use that link it helps me out a little bit, doesn't cost you anything extra. Okay, so here's the box. It says, let's see if we can get this to read here. It says minimum height is 100 millimeters, max height is 410 millimeters, the size and length is 480, width is 97. And it has the package size. It says the working height is 450 to 410 millimeters. It has some instructions here. It says set the parking brake firmly, set automatic transmission to park, manual in first or reverse. Use wheel chocks or blocks to fix other wheels. Place jack at jack points only. Never jack up more than necessary. Never get beneath your vehicle when it's supported by the jack. Never use blocks on or under your jack. Park on a level surface. Where possible, support the lifted car with jack stands. Okay. Okay, so here we go. So here's the jack. So I'm in the US and we use inches and most for daily measurements, so just gonna get some inch measurements here. So that's looks like 4 inches there. The whole thing is about a little over 3 3/4 wide, and the length on this is about 18.5 inches or so. So this comes with this ratchet here. I'm not sure what size this is. I'm guessing it's probably about 19 millimeter or 3/4. Let me... Oh, actually that's 5/8. So that fits over the end here. Okay, so it has these little handles on here. You can crank it up by hand like that till you get it up to the pinch weld on your car. Then you can put the handle on there. And this ratchets to crank it up. So I found if you don't have pressure on here, the ratchet grabs a little bit too hard. And that's typical of a lot of ratchets. So it's nice to have the tension on there, or you can just turn it by hand, which is going to be faster and easier. So you just turn it by hand till it gets up till it's touching the car. So, or you can just hold the handle there too. Okay, let's look inside here. We have a threaded rod, and I can see lubrication on it. Yep, there's an oil on it. And these are made so this goes up parallel. So this squeezes in here. They're typically very easy to use. So with like a typical like car hydraulic jack, you crank the handle and the jack has to slide forwards. This, you put it on the ground and it stays in that one location while you're jacking it up. This does not slide on the ground while you're jacking it. But you do want a level surface, like any jack, you want a level surface that you're jacking on there to use it. And this has a 2-ton capacity, so this will lift pretty much any car. And this is made for what you'd call a unibody car. It has a pinch weld, and I'll take it out to the car here in a minute and we'll look at where this goes and we'll jack the car up. Okay, so I have the jack down here by the car, and this is a 2006 Honda Civic. So this is a fairly low to the ground car. Okay, and it's very cold out today. It's 33 Fahrenheit, 1 degree Celsius. So I'll turn this jack here. I also have the sun in my eyes, but the sun feels good. There we go. Okay, so we have that situated right on that pinch weld. There's going to be one of these in front of the rear wheels and behind the front wheels. So I'll have that on there. I'm turning it by hand. And now I'll stick the ratchet on there. And typically you want to put the parking brake on. My parking brake's kind of broken on this, but I'm on level ground, so I'm not too concerned. But you should have the parking brake on, and you should chock the front wheels. Okay, we have the tire off the ground now. Here's a stick. You can see it passes under it. So if you're actually using this, you want to loosen your lug nuts first before you jack it up. Just make sure they're all broke loose, and then jack it up, and then you can take your lug nuts off. And if you have to work on something behind your wheel, you can take the wheel and stick it under the car and use it as kind of a makeshift jack stand. But you never want to get under your car when it's jacked up without jack stands. So let me keep cranking this up a little higher. I don't know if I want to take it all the way up, but okay, that's well off the ground. Let me shake the car a little bit. So you can shake the car a little bit, but the jack seems pretty steady. So now I'll lower this. There's a little switch on this ratchet. I'll switch it here. And now we can lower it. And it was easy to put up, but now it's even easier to take down. I don't know if I could do that by hand. Yeah, I could actually do it by hand. It's a little easier with this. Okay, so it's all flattened now. So yeah, it's getting really cold and windy out here. I'm going to go head down to my shop to close up this video. Okay, so that's the 2-ton scissor jack. I really like this where you can turn it with your fingers very easily. I like the ratchet on there. Has good length on it. Very easy to use. Works great on unibody cars that have that pinch weld that you can stick that in. So that concludes most of this video. If you like this video, please click like. I'll put a link in the description down to this if you want to buy one of these on Amazon. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate it if you could do that. And thanks for watching. And if you continue after this, I'm going to show why I like this so much and why it was a good coincidence that they sent this to me. So that 2006 Honda Civic got a flat tire over the summer, and I went to change the tire, and I looked in the back for the jack, and there was no jack. So that was a good coincidence that a company contacted me about one of these things. So this would have come with a smaller jack. This is a larger jack. So it doesn't quite fit in here. So what I'm going to use is one of these expanding razor blades, and I'll cut away this foam so this slips right in. Okay, there we go. I got it to fit in there. I ended up using this pull saw. These are great saws too, if you ever need one. They're flexible and you cut on the pull stroke. They're good for cutting things like this. So now I can set that in the back of the car. Oh, and actually I'll probably... I don't really need this anymore, so I can put the ratchet here. I'll probably cut this out a little bit more so that fits in there. Actually, I can do it just like that. There we go. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.